Now, Republican lawmakers in the Senate have just blocked a new bill from passing. Everybody, we have a lot of news to go over about the fourth stimulus check and if President Biden is going to send it out before the end of the year. So you want to be sure to keep on watching. Find out the latest news about the fourth stimulus payments. Republicans have actually blocked action for the third time this year. Now, let's get into the most important stimulus news first, because I don't want to waste any more of your time.
I just want you to know that Amtrak is here. They can tell you that you should name half the line after me. Manipulated it.
Joe, let me repeat it again. I want you just to be straight with the American people. I am saying that you have been on the floor of the Senate time and time again talking about the need to cut Social Security, Medicare, and veterans programs. Is that true, or is that
No,
not
it's
true?
not true. Just go look at the debate with Paul Ryan for the vice presidency. Look at what I did, and Bernie.
Thank you very much, Chairman, and I accept that compliment on behalf of the House Democrats, who are the most pro-environment House Democrats we've ever had. Actually, most pro-Congress House of Representatives we've ever had. And I'm here today to salute you all for the grassroots work that is being done to make sure that when we build back better, it is truly better for the children. And for the children, we must save this planet that we will pass on to future generations with great responsibility. It would be a dereliction of duty to build the infrastructure of America without doing so in a green way that protects the planet. And that is exactly what Build Back Better does.
Now, on another matter, our country would be much better off if our Democratic colleagues shelved their radical wish list and focused on their fundamental responsibilities as a one-party government. But while they continue to spin their wheels negotiating this reckless taxing and spending spree, their most basic jobs are being neglected. This week, already months behind the usual pace, the chairman of the Appropriations Committee released partisan drafts of spending bills that are dead on arrival. They spend too much. They cut our long-standing taxpayer protections like the Hyde Amendment, and they shortchange our national defense, even as we face serious and growing threats from terrorism and from major competitors like China and Russia. Most of these bills can't earn 50 votes, much less 60. When Republicans ran the Senate by this time of year, we had bipartisan frameworks in hand for months.
If you're currently receiving Social Security benefits, here is the good news. You may be eligible to receive a small payment from Congress very soon. Nancy Pelosi, everybody, did say that she is disappointed with Democrats and how they must lower the price tag of the $3.5 trillion social safety net package. Pelosi has suggested that may have to have some sacrifices. During a weekly press conference, Pelosi said, "We have some important decisions to make in the next few days so that we can proceed." What are your thoughts on Nancy Pelosi, everybody? Is she doing all that it takes to send out the fourth stimulus check? Tell me your thoughts on Nancy Pelosi in the comments below. Now, Pelosi did stress that the final package, the stimulus package that is, despite the lower cost, will still be transformative and will produce results. The speaker said that members of her caucus have told her that they still want to include all of the original programs, like universal pre-K, home health care, the child tax credit, and tuition-free community college. Pelosi suggested that in order to keep all of these proposals in the measure, Democrats have to pare back the number of years of guaranteed funding. Bernie Sanders also says he wouldn't support a bill without the inclusion of medical provisions like Medicare coverage for dental, vision, and hearing. During a press call, Sanders said the time is now. And this is what the American people want. As I said in my previous videos, it seems like Bernie Sanders is one of the few politicians in Congress demanding that more stimulus payments be sent out. And I support Bernie Sanders in his work on the fourth stimulus check. It's definitely necessary, and I do believe that President Biden should send out the fourth stimulus check before it's too late. After all, there are still many Americans in need of financial assistance. If you guys agree with me, then let's get this video to 1,000 likes. During a press call, now Pelosi reiterated that she won't bring back the stimulus bill to the House floor, and that it also cannot pass the Senate, where Democrats cannot afford to lose any votes. In a letter to file members, Pelosi wrote, "It is essential that difficult decisions must be made very soon. Overwhelmingly, the guidance I am receiving from members is to do fewer things, so that we can still have a transformative impact on families in the workplace and responsibly address the climate crisis." Now the big question is, when will the fourth stimulus checks be sent out? Now last week a report found that a fourth stimulus check is very vital and necessary for many Americans to continue to live through the crisis. A study found that the U.S. economy was recovering more slowly than expected and would continue on a sluggish path if another stimulus were not passed. Another check would also help the lowest earners in the U.S. economy. The study found that low-income earners were impacted most positively by the stimulus checks. However, the study also found that those stimulus checks were mostly spent on essentials, the things that everyone needs, like food, water, and also bills. So, if President Biden is going to send out the fourth stimulus check, he must make the fourth stimulus payment bigger and better. If you guys agree with me, then let's get this video to 1,000 likes. So, the Senior Citizens League also says that Congress needs to act. Last week, the administration announced a 5.9% increase of the Social Security benefits. This COLA increase means the average senior retiree will see an additional $92 in each month stimulus check. That said, COLA is inflation driven, meaning that it is intended to keep up with inflation, not defeat it. Now, as costs have skyrocketed over the crisis, many seniors are not going to see the benefits that they need. If you have any more questions about the fourth stimulus check, leave them in the comments below. As always, folks, thank you again for watching, and until next time, have a great day.
These inflationary concerns are short-term in nature, and we'll continue to try to do everything possible to address those dynamics. He also talked to us about the connection between the Build Back Better agenda and the economic growth that would result when we get the Build Back agenda over the finish line, as we will do. And certainly significant progress has been made in that area over the last few days, and we are all feeling very positive about the coming together that is clearly occurring as we land these planes. And lastly, Dr. Zandi talked to us about the importance of a fully inclusive economy and how a fully inclusive economy will lead to greater economic growth and prosperity for the American people. He's done some work in this area. A central part of the Build Back agenda is going to be to make sure that a significant amount of the resources that we spend, 40% threshold has been the number that has been championed by the Biden administration, is spent in traditionally underserved and under-resourced communities. In African American communities, Latino communities, Indian country, immigrant communities, as well as Appalachia, rural America, and small town America. A fully inclusive economy leads